Day 37, this trick requires one toothpick. Amongst all of these, this is the chosen toothpick. Now of course we're going to do some magic with this, so we are going to snap this toothpick right about there. Perfect. Now watch close as this piece fades completely from existence and actually materializes back to its original position. Now wait, before you say anything, I know some of these tricks are a bit meh. That's the only way I can kind of describe them, but in this book of Luke Oslin's that I'm taking these like visual magic tricks out of, there are a few gems in here. They just require a bit more preparation and I don't have the materials quite yet, but they will be coming. Basically, I'm just experimenting. I've got 365 days of magic to fill, so I feel like I can take a bit of time to experiment with some of these tricks and see if they are any good or not and post them anyway. That of course doesn't mean I'm not gonna try make them good, but sometimes they're just meh anyway and I can't be bothered, to be honest. But I did actually make a mistake. In a previous video I mentioned when I started this Luke Oslin visual magic book trick thingamahoodak that there were 60 effects. There are not 60 effects, there are only 20. That is right, there are only 20 effects in the book. That was my mistake. I read the wrong reading. He said he'd produce 60 effects and then it said there's only 20 in this book. Like, yeah, so anyway, that was completely my mistake. 20 is still good and I'm gonna do them anyway, so stay tuned, I guess. Well, this is just going to be a very raw, almost unedited video. I wasn't entirely sure if I was even going to make this video because it's a bit of a personal subject, but I feel like I do want to document this, and so I'm going to make this video regardless. Basically, to get down to the meat and bones of it, I did not pay rent this week. As in, let me rephrase that a little bit, that was terrible wording. As in, the money that I make this week, it's Sunday right now, the money that I make this week is for next week's rent, but the money that I made this week is not enough to pay next week's rent. Now of course that sounds bad, but never fear, I do have savings and I have prepared for this eventuality by moving here and street performing full time, so it is not a massive deal, I can cover it. However, I don't want to be covering it every week, so it is a bit of a letdown and a bit of a failure on my part. But I'm gonna not try let that, oh that was words, English, I'm gonna try not let that affect me too much and just move on, continue. It's been a rough week and I feel like there were a few factors that contributed to me not being able to pay rent. Let me explain. Now obviously, street performing is difficult. Anyone who ever said it was easy, well I completely disagree because I'm going through it right now and it's very, very difficult. On top of that, February is apparently one of the most difficult months, at least here in Sydney, to street perform. I've experienced that myself in the first few days of February here, and I've heard it from other buskers. Everyone's saying that February is bad. Now, there is a few reasons for it. It is straight after school holidays. It's back into school, back into work for everyone. So I don't know if people just don't want to enjoy themselves, don't want to have fun. They don't technically have money to spend if they think that is a concern. You know, having to put a child through school, buy all the new stuff for the new school year, etc., etc. I completely understand. However, that makes my job difficult, which again is fine. Most buskers prepare for this eventuality, I believe, and kind of treat February as a month off. However, I have not had the luxury of doing that because I was trying to learn street performing in the last few months. Now, as for the factors that might have contributed to me not being able to pay rent this week, things like different pitches that I worked. I was experimenting a little bit. The weekdays have just turned to absolute garbage, but at the same time, I don't know, you know, they might be workable. They're just not workable for me currently because I'm not that good. So I got a lot of learning to do, and I hope the things will pick up as I pick them up and as everything just continues to move along. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Those were just words coming out of my mouth. Let me just gather my thoughts. One second. Basically, I'm learning constantly. All right, let me gather my thoughts again. And because I'm... Right, there are some unsavory characters walking around here right now. Fucking hell. Bro, what is going on? They're screaming at someone. Well, this made my video mildly interesting. Yes, zoom in on them and point a camera at them, Mika. Good idea. I'm moving. I wrote down a bunch of things for this video on this notes here, and so I'm just going to stand under this light and start off where I was. What was I talking about? Where am I going to stand? Where should I put the camera? Can I put it on something? No. I should put it on that car. No, that's probably a bad idea. So yeah, a few things that went differently. Like on Saturday, it's meant to be my busiest day and the day I make the most money. I worked Circular Quay, which was a very, very hot day. I actually worked in the sun for a bit of that because there was no shade to work in. And on top of that, then I found out there was a fire on the cruise ship, so everyone had gotten off and then everyone was hopping back on, so which is why I think that was most of the people. Sorry, bro. Which is why I think that was most of the people that were walking on Circular Quay that day, just trying to hop back on the boat after the fire. Apparently that fire happened the night before. Anyway, irrelevant to the story. Yes, so I probably should have worked Pitt Street. On a day like that in the middle of summer, Pitt Street is better. And Saturday, yeah, I should have worked Pitt Street. So that was my mistake. And then that evening, of course, I was going to work Darling Harbour, which I can really do, oh my God. And then that evening I was going to work Darling Harbour, which normally I can do quite big shows because there's quite a lot of people there because of the fireworks. However, the jetpack show was going to be happening again, which means less time to do shows before and after fireworks. And so I decided to try and work George Street again. I do it a bit differently, do a bit of sidewalk stuff and instead of trying to do shows, which was a bad idea. I should have actually, if I was going to work George Street, I should have tried to do I should have tried to do shows like me and Jason did the night before. Instead, the sidewalk stuff just didn't pan out. I was there for hours and I made very little money. I think I made $35 in the end that night. So yeah, not worth it at all, and it made me very, very tired. However, those were just some of the factors. I worked today a bit and I only did a few shows. They weren't good shows, but I did them. I don't know, it's just, sorry, there are so many thoughts going through my head right now, so I apologize for the mess of this video. Also, I apologize if you're expecting fancy B-roll, lots of music, pew pew pew, action-packed vlog, yeah. Yeah, you're not getting that. This is just me. Almost unedited, well, not unedited at all. There's a lot of cuts in this video because I am rambling. Is that everything I wanted to talk about? Basically, yes, I feel like I've let myself down slightly that I didn't pay rent this week. That's it, guys. I just wanted to let everybody know that, you know, it's not all rainbows and sunshines. I am going through a big struggle with street performing. You know, there's a lot of material and everything that I want to be learning, I want to be doing, but I'm either scared to do it, or I haven't learnt it, or it's not good enough, or I don't think my show's good enough, or, you know, just all those things. Why did I walk in the shade? I'm still talking, apparently. That is all. I'm gonna get out of this mildly sketchy part of my neighborhood and go home, start editing this, cut it up into lots and lots and lots of little pieces, because it's gonna be like Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you stuck it through to this part of the video, drop a watermelon in the comments. I don't know what I'm saying, but you might as well do it anyway. Thanks guys for watching. Yeah, just trying to, you know, like I said, I didn't know if I was going to make this video or not, and I thought I might, I thought I would, I thought I can, I thought I should. God damn it! I thought I should, because it shows that not everything's perfect when I'm, if you want to follow your dreams, do it. But bear in mind, it cannot always work out exactly as planned. Anyway, keep grinding, keep pushing. I've got this. It's gonna happen and I'm not quitting. No plan B. Let's go. Good night.